Hey all, Marine here, and today I'm going to do, I guess I'll call this in the crosshairs, or yeah, in crosshairs, where I'm going to just do kind of a cross section and look at some of these box sets that are out, and kind of some of the complaints I have and complaints others have, and just kind of look at them a little bit more. So the first thing I want to look at here is kind of the Dark Imperium. So one thing is I want to point about these box sets, which is interesting, and I think a selling point for them, and the reason why they do them this way, is because that way they can sell them. So this is I'm just going to talk specifically about the Space Marine half of things, because that's what I know more on. So the first thing you can see here is in the Dark Imperium set, you're going to get the Captain and Gravis armor, it was one of the only ways that you could get the Captain and Gravis armor. That is not true anymore. There is another way that's cheaper, but we'll get into that as well in a second. Then you get these two lieutenants. They're the only way that you can get the lieutenants in these sculpts. There's plenty of ways to get lieutenants, though, outside of this box set. Although this is probably the best value to get them this way, because the other way you're spending $35. And if you split this box set with somebody, it's $80 for this half. So almost half of the Dark Imperium side of it, you're getting two lieutenants. So then you're going to get two Inceptor squads, a Hellblaster squad. Now this Hellblaster squad is just the regular plasma, incinerator. But it's a little bit different sculpt than the ones you get in the actual Primaris Hellblaster kit. So those in the kit you can make all three variants, but the biggest difference being with just the regular plasma, you don't get these, I guess the ammo is not facing this way, and you don't get like this little, I can try to make it bigger, I won't make it too much bigger, yeah, just go back, but anyway, you don't get like the little shoulder, buttstock piece on there. So I do like these because they do stick out differently from the kit. So I don't know, I can't remember how many sets of, I traded for the other half of this set quite a few times. So, I mean, I do like this aesthetic to look different from the others, because then you have like the rapid fire, excuse me, man, adds a like little thing on the front, and I think like a different kind of scope, and then the heavy ones add like this whole thing on the backpack and all this and that. But anyway, so there's your Hellblasters, and then you have the two Intercessor squads, which are pretty generic, pretty much the same, I think. Two of these, I think this Marine, I don't know, there's something in here where they're like similar to the easy build ones, so yeah, and then you have the Ancient, which this is right now absolutely the only way you can get the Primaris Ancient. It doesn't come in any other set, and it's not a standalone model right now. So if you want an Ancient, this is the only way you're going to get an Ancient, unless you buy it off the eBay or something. And then you have the Inceptors with the heavy bolter things, but their heavy bolter is actually a little bit different than the ones that come in the kit itself, and these are actually, I feel, a bit worse, because the other ones just look better, because you have like this kind of shield plate here that looks better than the other ones, because the top is open and has kind of like a carrying handle thing. And then on the next part here we're going to take a look at is the No Fear starter set. Now this also comes with Plague Marine. Sorry, my kids are home, so they're going to be in and out with everything going on right now. So this is the comes with a Plague Marine set as well. It's $80. So this you could actually get for $40, and you can get a cheaper way to get the Captain and Gravis. But now you're only getting one squad of Intercessors. You're still getting the Hellblasters that are the same, with that same buttstock and everything. So if you wanted to go for this look as well for just your regular plasma, you could get them for cheaper here. And then again, you're getting these same Intercessors with this, or Inceptors with this, kind of unfortunate faceplate, we'll say. So this is definitely a cheaper option if you want to get a captain and Gravis armor. But currently, again, unless you custom build one from like the aggressors or something, this is the only way you're gonna get this captain and Gravis armors, either in the No Fear or the Dark Imperium set. And again, the Primaris Ancient is the only way you're going to get him. So obviously, this is, I feel, kind of a strategic marketing or whatever to sell these things, to get people to buy them. Because even if you buy it off of eBay or something, somebody still had to initially buy that set to cut it into its different parts. So, but I mean, really, at the end of the day, like, especially if you don't have like the new like rule book, not that you necessarily need it, and there's so many changes coming out nowadays, anyways, with the FAQs and erratas, it's kind of obsolete fairly quickly. But it's usually pretty nice to have, at least for a little while, the book when it first comes out. But this is a pretty good deal right here, all said and done, especially because you're getting these two lieutenants and the Ancient. I think, for me, kind of set this over because you can get everything else in some other way. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about, though, is this here. So again, we have the new Start Collecting Vanguard Space Marines. So it's all Primaris. And this is basically the Space Marine half of the Shadow Spear box set that came out a little while ago. So they re-released it and on its own. So you can just straight up, if you were able to get the Shadow Spear and split it with somebody, then it was cheaper then, because I think it was, I can't remember what the price was. I think it was probably about 160 or something. So $15-ish more, and you're getting all this. Now, in this, there are three things that you can't get anywhere else currently. That being this Phobos Lieutenant. There is one that you can get separately now, but it's the Phobos, like Reaver Lieutenant, and he, I don't know, for me, it's kind of like, okay, sorry, I keep getting interrupted. But yeah, so then you have, this lieutenant here that's definitely, I guess, unique to this set. But there is a way, like I said, there is an option of getting him a Phobos lieutenant. Granted, like I said, have the Reaver face, but you could always swap that head out if you didn't want to have like the Reaver looking skull face. But there is another way to get him. But that Phobos lieutenant has the heavy bolt pistol, I think, and combat blade, and doesn't have like this Oculus bolt gun or whatever they're calling this thing. So yeah, this is the only way you can get this lieutenant. The eliminators, you can obviously get the eliminators. You won't get this sergeant pose. I guess you won't get this pose either. These two are identical, just different heads, but their poses are the same. But you'll get, I don't know, I like the multi-part kit better, but I did change up the pose a little bit for my last Fusils because I didn't like how all the last Fusils were basically aiming, so it made them all look very, very much similar, like too similar for my liking. But anyway, so then you have this, and then we'll talk about suppressors. This is the only way you can get suppressors, and I honestly, I'm kind of was like, people have been waiting for these to come out on their own, and then I was just like, you know what, I don't know if they will. I honestly am thinking that they're not going to. That this is how they want them to be able to sell more of this set. And then the next thing that is one of the more frustrating things for me, at least, is this right here, the Helix Adept. Let me see if I can grab the rules here. Yeah. So the Helix Adept, I'm pretty sure it says you can. So the unit comes with 1 infiltrator sergeant and 4 infiltrators. Additionally, it can have up to 5. It can contain 1 Helix Adept instead of 1 infiltrator. Every model it is equipped with. So you can have a Helix Adept in there just base. But the infiltrator kit actually does not come with a Helix Adept. It comes with the comms array. Yeah, infiltrator comms array right here. And this is the only way you can get this. Like, so this here is a mono pose kit. So there is no other way to build these, and you can try. I mean, I did. I kind of it took some cutting up some stuff and some swapping of things, but it wasn't exactly easy. And then this is the only way you're going to get a helix adept. And then here is a little frustrating that in the multi-part kit that you want to get an option to make this guy either a helix adept or a comms array. So it's kind of like if you want a helix adept, you're going to have to buy this kit. Excuse me. And if you want a comms array, you're going to have to buy this kit. Now, I will say this, at least with this guy back here, with the way he's kind of set up and everything, you could make him a like comms array guy. You could put like a little radar dish and stuff. You could kit bash this guy to be a comms array if you wanted to, but for the most part, yeah, you kind of have to get either or if you don't. So, alright, well, I will call that it for this video. So that's just kind of like, I don't know, kind of my thoughts on this. So it's definitely a marketing strategy, and if you're wondering yourself, like, you know, what ones to get, like if you want Helix Adept, like you're either going to have to try to find the part on eBay, or you're going to have to buy this Vanguard thing. Also, same thing with the suppressors. The only way you're going to get this. And then again, we still don't have any other Gravis other than in here, or if you want to just take aggressors and kit bash something into that. So, alright, well, thank you for watching. Definitely check out the Facebook page and the link below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Check out the rest of the videos I got going on there. And until next time.